Hi everybody, welcome to Jenkins Boat Works. I am Chuck Jenkins. In this video we continue work on our Pearson Ensign. There was a little board in the back underneath the tiller that holds the manufacturer nameplate, the Pearson emblem. It's a little piece of bronze on a board, and the board just is old. So we're going to do some little detail work today, try to clean up the bronze. We're glad you're here. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. This has been an ongoing project. I think we're at about video 13 or 14 now. So if you like this style of boat and want to see what can be done as far as some cosmetic remodeling, if you will, you might look at some of the other videos in this series. I actually did create a playlist for this, so if you want, you could look for that and just watch the whole thing. So anyway, glad you're here. Consider subscribing to the channel, and let's jump in and do a little detail work. Okay, so this was a piece that was on here, just like that. All right, so this is the nameplate. It sits on the back of the boat in between the seats and underneath the tiller. So I pulled this piece of wood off of here, and I believe it's teak, but as you can see, there's some serious problems where these screw holes went through, and even on both ends. And I thought about trying to run some epoxy down there in there and save it, but I just didn't feel like I was going to be able to get a good look. You know, if I fill these, and then you still got to go back in and create new screw holes, and I think we can do better. This is the actual Pearson nameplate off of here. This is hull number 1382, built in Bristol, Rhode Island. So that's really cool. I'm going to see if we can clean this up. It's brass or bronze, and so we'll see if we can clean that up a little bit. So what I decided to do is, we're going to have a bunch of mahogany in the boat because we found out the seats were mahogany. So I've got this okumi, which is a kind of mahogany, marine plywood. And it's just the right thickness as this. So the only trick with it is that it's got this little lip on it. And this sits up over it's kind of an after deck. And so when the thing mounts on there, it sits back up against the boat, and then this lip goes up over that back part. And so it's thicker here than my plywood is. I have more I could put on there, but I like that it's rounded. So I found another piece of mahogany that I have, and I've cut it off. And we've got our curves on the end that will match up with it. And so we're going to glue that dude on there. Okay, so I sort of test fit this with my clamps, and I'm good with it. I'm using Titebond 3 on this. I like Titebond, especially the number 3 is pretty much waterproof. You wouldn't want to use it below the water line, but in an application like this, it's really good. So a little bit goes a long way, but it makes a pretty permanent bond. And we make sure we got it where we want it. Sometimes it's hard to get that I think they call it patina. It's hard to get some of that off of there. Some people like it when it's weathered like that, but I think we can kind of clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna try pouring some Coke on it and just see if maybe that'll kind of work on that just a little bit. This dude's been sitting in here for, 15, 20 minutes. Kind of curious as what it looks like. Yeah, we're not making a lot of progress there. Let's kind of scrub on it just a little bit, see what happens. Oh, look at that. I have a Pearson Triton. This is my own boat, a 28.5-foot Triton. It's got this little trident deal. Emblem is on the sail. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. A little bit of glue right there. It's squeezed out. We're going to try to get that off there before we go sticking epoxy on here. Trying to round this over. I'm pretty good with the shape of it right now. Just by comparison, here's the old one. See, this one's bigger a little bit, but that's not a problem at all. We've pretty much made a replica of it, and got this dude cleaned up really well. Pretty happy with that. That's gonna look cool. That sits right on there. Just like that. Let's try to get the rest of this little bit of glue out of there. Okay, so this was a piece that was on here. Just like that. Here's our new one. Yeah, cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, good. Now, one thing about this, oh, there's wood back behind there. Good. There's wood back behind here. So when I put this on here and screw in there, I don't even actually have to use these existing screw holes. I can do whatever I want. And I think one of the things, oh, that goes clear under there. Nice. We may actually use that piece of wood there when we put the seats back on here, because the seats come back like this. There's nothing back under these, and that's where it's screwed on originally. And part of the problem with those seats was when that was the end of the plank was right there. So when the screws went down in there, they were so close to the edge that they split those pieces. We may just screw them down here. I see no reason not to. Here we're using West System epoxy to seal this. we will sand it all off and finish with varnish later. The smoother I get that on there now, then the easier it'll be to sand. Now I expect it's going to raise the grain up on this. I got this sitting on wax paper so I don't glue it to the workbench. Wow, that's awesome. Pretty, pretty, pretty. If you like the video, remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.